on that f***ing jersey that has a Canada flag on it, you want to represent yourself, you represent your community, your family, and the world of Canada. Alright? It's bigger than just us. It's big. It's representing Canada, playing against Brazil. You're pioneers of something special, a movement that's happening here. Don't go out there and miss your moment. This is our moment. Like we said, don't go out there and play scared. Don't take plays off. Retire. Come on. Put your heart and soul into this. We put our f***ing heart and soul into this, and we play, we f***ing man up. There's no reason why we should come out here. I didn't f***ing come here to just partake in a cool event and try to do my fans. I came here to f***ing win, and we can win this game. We have to give everything we got. 1, 2, 3, Canada!
Well, you couldn't have scripted it any better. D-Row makes his Canadian Arena team debut, and it was like a Hollywood blockbuster. This is Inside the APL. Welcome, everybody. I'm Alex Bastiavansky. So much to get caught up on this week, but there's really only one place to start. Canada played its second ever Arena International Friendly March 15th against Brazil at the Hershey Centre in Mississauga. And the game, of course, featured the return of Canadian soccer legend Dwayne De Rosario. And at the end of the day, it was D-Row who stole the show. Brazil, a world power in arena soccer, and that's not exactly a shocker, is it? Our Canadian boys playing just their second ever national team game. All eyes on D-Row, coming out of retirement, making his arena debut. Canada lost its first international friendly against Mexico in October. It was a tight game, though. They only lost 4-2. The crowd for this contest absolutely rocking. The Hershey Centre had over 5,000 packed in, nearly a sellout, and they definitely got their money's worth. Goals galore in this game, and the Reds would draw first blood. Not the prettiest goal all night, but they'll take it. Marco Rodriguez, the shot, it deflects off Brazilian defender Rafael Nascimento. Canada on the board, 5,000 strong on their feet, 1-0 for the home side. Soon after, though, former Panathinaikos midfielder Gabriel Dos Santos taken down, which led to a card and a penalty shot. Huertin Moreira takes it and slides it past Adrian Vecic, all tied up at 1 apiece. Second quarter of play, masterful ball movement. The Brazilians, ultimately it's Gabriel getting it over to Gustavo Bergman. Yellows take a 2-1 advantage. Canada responds, however. Martino Dumevski, bad angle, no problem. Rips it past the keeper, and it was a 2-2 soccer game. Before halftime, though, Brazil would hit for 2 more. Bergman notches his second, tries to shake and bake, but can't do it properly. D-Row would show him the way later on. Brazilian fans loving it, though. And then it's Moreira across for Gabriel here, and 4-2 Brazil at the break. Canada came out on fire in the second half, though. First, it's 2 APL players hooking up. Matthew Rios to Adrian Can, and the former TFC man cuts the deficit to 4-3. 37 years old, still going strong. And then a nice little pass here by D-Row right there to get it started. Another APL guy, Anthony Osorio, on the doorstep, all tied up again, 4-4, and then one of the goals of the night. Marco Rodriguez breaking ankles on that goal. Unreal. Canada takes the lead 5-4, and then it was time to shake and bake. The legend, D-Row, his first national team goal for the arena squad. That makes it 6-4. The crowd out of their seats. They were loving it, and he wasn't done. Shortly after, Dwayne jumps on the keeper miscue, his second of the contest. And the Canadians had some breathing room. They led 7-4. And then Matthew Rios, he plays for Croatia in the APL. Absolutely tattoos this baby, top shelf. The party was on. Home squad running away with it, up 8-4. The crowd losing its mind. And then he couldn't possibly get the hat trick, could he? Hell yes. D-Row out front. Boom. Shaking and baking once again. It was a 9-4 Canada lead. Canada over Brazil in soccer, big. People couldn't believe it. But you knew the Brazilians wouldn't go out that easily. Fourth quarter, they get 2 quick ones and then an unfortunate own goal for the Canadians. That cut it to 9-8, and then in the dying seconds, Gabriel ties it up 9-9, which meant overtime, where it was D-Row playing the hero. A fairy tale ending to an incredible night. Dero gets his 4th of the game, the golden goal to give Canada its first ever win. The crowd was going nuts. We've got a full recap when we come back to Inside the APL in just a moment. Hey folks, welcome back to Inside the APL. We continue on with coverage from the Canada-Brazil International Friendly. Yes, Dero was the big story as he made his triumphant debut with the National Arena team, but there was so much to celebrate on the night as Canada recorded its first ever win against a global soccer power, no less. Here's more. It was another chapter in the legend of Dwayne De Rosario. 4 goals, including the overtime winner in his first game with the National Arena team. In the process, Canada picked up its first ever arena soccer win. Afterwards, all the talk was about Dero's performance, the incredible atmosphere at the Hershey Center, and the positive steps forward being taken by the new Canadian team.
Oh man, you know what? First I gotta salute the arena organization of Canada for putting on this game. I created another platform for guys like myself who never thought about coming back and creating this environment for me to play, as well as another platform for guys to pursue their dream. I enjoyed it, I loved it, I'm just thankful we came up with the win.
He's class, everybody knows the kind of player he is, and first half it took him a little bit to get going, but second half he was definitely class, made the difference in the game.
I mean, it just showed today how he's a Canadian legend, and how, just his presence on the field makes a big difference. You give him a little bit of space and he's going to kill you, and that's exactly what he did today. He got the winning goal, he got 4 goals, and he showed the class he is.
Listen, Dwayne's is a professional. He's top class. He's always at the right place at the right time. Very sharp, and when he's not, he's clinical and finishing 4 goals tonight. That was a difference maker, right? At the end of the day, it's being able to put those opportunities. We missed some back post opportunities, but when he had his chance, he put it in. And you know what? We need that kind of leadership, that kind of person to jumpstart the program and make sure that everyone falls in love with this game, falls in love with this country, about bringing back a game that we believe in, that will help in the development of all our players from youth right to the national program.
Thank you so much to the fans that came out. Brazil put on a great show, and I'm so proud of the Canadian guys. We still gave up 9 goals, right? So we got to learn. We still made some mistakes, but we fought hard. It was a great game, great entertainment. Couldn't be more happier with the guys.
I mean, here the atmosphere is absolutely amazing. The first game against Mexico was amazing, but this one was even better. And to win in home ground is even better. So it was amazing. The boys they came out hard. The Brazilians had an amazing team, but our boys worked hard, and we showed that, hard work, dedication brings us a long way, and we got the victory today.
Oh, that was amazing. It got a little intense, but I think that's what the people came for, and that's what arena soccer is. A lot of goals, crazy environment, and the team stuck together, and we did it, man. We beat a good nation to beat, and Canada should be proud.
So happy, what an atmosphere, almost a sold-out crowd. This is what it's all about. It's about building the game, building soccer in every aspect of it, whether it's arena, 11v11, futsal, or beach soccer. We're here to grow the game in Canada, be united, and that's the success we'll have in the future.
With many national team regulars missing the game due to the MASL playoffs, the majority of the team was comprised of APL players, showing just how valuable the league has become in a very short period of time.
It's been amazing, having the APL in comparison to the game against Mexico. The truth is, it was the first time we were a little bit lost, but with that league coming to Ontario, I think it's given us a good experience of what to expect. And I think we showed today that we're prepared, and moving forward to the World Cup in October, I think Canada's going to do well.
The APL is playing a massive part, especially with the national program. There's a lot of players that haven't played the arena game but had that APL experience, and as you saw today, it helped them out big time. Made a massive difference, and boys played hard and we got that win.
For sure, it's a big difference, They understand the game. They played that game against Mexico with having, I think, 3 weeks of prep. That's about it. And now you can see, this game, they couldn't have wrote a better script.
It kind of playing in the league, the APL league, kind of gave the boys an understanding of how to use the boards, utilize the boards, and shifts and the lines. You know, none of us were aware of that. But, you know, gradually as we play this APL league, you know, guys are building the tendencies to kind of adapt to this style of football.
The APL has been fantastic. The whole pyramid play has been made. And now it's time to give every kid an opportunity. We're missing 5 players from Milwaukee Wave, and Coach Julian Oliveira sent me a message. So proud of the boys. We should be. They came out, they worked hard, they showed everyone here at the stadium what we can do. Can't wait till the next game, May 6th, US, Canada.
I'm just happy, man. You know, we've been a top team, and like, it was a good collective effort. It went down to the wire, and we came through. So, yeah.
Hey folks, welcome back to Inside the APL, and as promised, I have joining me via Skype our APL analyst, Vitaly Starov. Vitaly, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule, buddy. It's been a heck of a couple of weeks, hasn't it? We haven't had much time for anything.
No problem, Alex. Thann't for having me.
Yeah, you were there. You were there front and center on Thursday. It all built up to that. Yeah, you were right there for the big game. What an incredible atmosphere. What a game. We're going to go in depth into everything that happened in a moment, but just your impressions of what you saw last Thursday night.
Unbelievable game. I think you couldn't have scripted it any better. It was astonishing for me to be there behind the Canadian bench, just watching the guys give it 100% to get that win. It was really important for us. It was really important for arena soccer in Canada, and they did it. They did it. They won. They showed the beautiful game. They scored 10 goals. Dwayne Rosario came back. It was unbelievable.
And it really was a beautiful game. There were some amazing technical plays in that game, some absolutely gorgeous goals that were scored. You mentioned Dwayne, of course, he was the main storyline in the game. Canadian soccer legend comes out of retirement, his first game in 3 years, and he was the story of the game. You couldn't have scripted it any better. 4 goals overall, including the golden goal winner in overtime.
Yeah. You know, one thing I mentioned about Dwayne, he's a real professional. When we went to Dubai just a month ago, every day he would go for a run. Every day he would work out before breakfast, after lunch. He was getting ready for this game. He was getting fit, and that what happened. He proved it. He scored 4 goals. He was a true leader on that team, and he won the game for us.
He won the game. Were you expecting any rust, or from what you saw from his training, you figured he was going to fit in seamlessly with the team?
Oh yeah. And even, it's not only about the stuff, like I said before, it's not only about what he does on the field, it's also about what he does in the locker room and behind the scenes. He's a true leader, and our team needed that leader.
Absolutely. The atmosphere, and of course they got an extra big turnout. I think also a little bump because Dwayne was coming back, but far surpassed the crowd in Mexico. It was 5,000 fans for this one, a near sellout. Just talk about the atmosphere, because it was absolutely insane, wasn't it?
It was insane. I was shocked. I didn't expect as much people to come out to this game, and I think the players noticed that too. I saw a couple of guys looking around and being like, oh my God. Like, we had so many people, and everybody was cheering and everybody was excited. You could almost feel that energy going around at the stadium, and obviously that influenced the game a lot. I think that gave our players a really big push, and that's what happened in the second half when they came on the field. They realized they got to fight for their country. They got to fight for the people that came up to the game. Yep. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, you were there for the game against Mexico back in the fall. There was a big difference between this team and that team, and not just because some of the players they were missing and some that filled in, and of course the addition of Dwayne, but in the way they played, and they looked like they were a lot more comfortable with the arena game this time around, didn't they?
Yes, absolutely. I think our players got really used to arena game. Also, they had a little bit more time for the chemistry to appear and the team. I've been to a couple of practices, and I've noticed that the guys were practicing really hard ahead of the game, and the coaching staff did a really good job making sure that we're ready, we're fit, and we know all the small like parts and tricks of the game, and the guys were ready. They were ready for this game.
Right. One of the most impressive things I think about this game was, well, first of all, the amount of regulars from the national team that we were missing. Of course, the team is heavily going to be relying on players who play in the MASL. A lot of those guys were in the playoffs. Even the head coach couldn't make it, Juliana Oliveira. And we had a lot of fill-in players. Now, the fill-in players, I believe it was up to 10 guys who were from the Arena Premier League, which just shows in a very short amount of time how important the APL has become to the Canadian arena soccer landscape, doesn't it?
It does. APL is really important. It's almost a base that we can kind of work from. We got the APL guys playing in the game, and they were amazing. Like I said, David Guzman, Edgar, they were all unbelievable. And I think
Luis
it's
Roca
really
as well. Luis Roca really show his skill in a really tight space, doesn't he?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Everyone played really good, and I think it's just that experience that the guys are getting through the APL helped them to have a really good game against Brazil.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it was great to watch the technical skills. I work with these guys. Adrian Can scoring a goal, of course, as well. South American team player. Finally, we've got about 30 seconds, Vitaly. Real quick, next game against the reigning Arena World Cup champion Americans on May 6th at the Hershey Center, and that's going to be our biggest test so far, isn't it?
It will be, Alex. To be honest with you, I watched USA playing versus Mexico just a couple of months ago, and it's a really organized team. They have a strong core of the players, and it's not going to be an easy game for us. That's what I can tell you.
We're going to be looking forward to it. Absolutely. We're going to look forward to it. We're going to keep people updated as we go along. Vitaly, thanks for joining me, buddy.
Thanks a lot, Alex.
Okay, more Inside the APL coming up in just a moment. Hey folks, welcome back to Inside the APL. And while nobody is going to catch Croatia at this point for first place, there's a fierce battle going on for second. Serbia has been on a run lately, which had dropped Portugal down to third. And the Portuguese were looking to reclaim second in the standings on Sunday when they took on a short-handed Italian squad.
The poor Italians had just one sub for this game, but to their credit, they hung in there right up until the end. Portugal draws first blood. Stavros Baduños, too much room. 1-0 for the Portuguese. The Blues hit back, though, Nico Martinez to Diego Gonzalez, and that knots it up at 1 apiece. But then great work by Nick Machado here. Along the glass, he draws all the attention, lays it off for Matthew Santos, and Portugal goes back up 2-1. Again, though, these guys must have been exhausted with just one sub, but Italy shows that heart. Hugo Rodriguez hammers it home, tied up 2-2, and then Italy with the quick free kick that catches the Portuguese off guard. 3-2 Italians at the break. They add to it as well in the second. Mike DeLuca. Great use of the boards to Nick Miodrag. Italy going up by a deuce. Cue the comeback, though. Matthew Santos will make it 4-3. And then Noel Ellerton back to Sean Couto, and it's a tie game 4-4. Portugal would actually take a 5-4 lead, but Miodrag slams it along the boards. It fools keeper Edson Lopez. Once again, all tied up, but with just 50 seconds left, Portugal nabs the winner right there, and they would add one more to make it a 7-5 final. Kudos to the Italians, though, for hanging in there shorthanded in this game. As mentioned, just one sub on the day. Okay, the Caribbean Stars taking on South America. It's the boys in black who hit the score sheet first here. Chris Sim making it 1-0 for South America. Soon after, though, Jarek Whiteman gets it to Shaq Agard, and all knotted up at 1 apiece. And then with South America leading again, Adam Cherkowski lays it back for Paul Antoine. Stars tie it 2-2. Agard threads it to Eddie De Beer, and right there, and it's the Caribbean boys going up 3-2. And you knew that Sager Reed would be heard from at some point. Sticks with it here, and then Pau makes it 4-2. They would actually go up 5-2. Alvaro Yax notches a late one for South America to narrow it to 5-3. That's as close as they would get, though. Stars hold on for the 5-3 win, and that pulls them 2 points ahead of the South Americans in the standings. One more for you. Croatia against Ukraine. On paper, a mismatch. First place against second last, but Ukraine hung in there. First half, Alexander Novikov gets the Yellows an early lead, 1-0 for Ukraine. Then a bit of a scramble here. National team member Sean Brown finally finishes it off, and it was 1-1 at the break. Second half of play, Brown goes to work again. Great solo effort, and he will go top shelf. Croats in front now, up 2-1. They go up 3-1, but the Ukrainians come back. Shot gets deflected home to narrow it to 3-2. And then Taras Maskimovic ties it up. It finishes 3-3, and that'll give the Ukrainians a bit more confidence down the stretch. Good tie for them. Reminder, head to aplsoccer.ca. Check out the league website. Some great stuff here, including all the latest stats, standings, news, game recaps as well for everything. And your team of the week for March 18th, Sean Brown of Croatia, Alexander Novikov, Claudio Sereno, Matthew Santos of Portugal, Evan James, and Shaq Agard of the Caribbean Stars. Congrats, guys. APL standings, Croatia holding strong on top, 11-point bulge over Portugal, followed by the Serbians, the Caribbean Stars with a slim lead over the South Americans, Ukrainians with 10 points, and they lead the Italians in the basement right now with 6 points on the season so far. Plays of the week, number 5, Anthony Osorio, give and go. Hammers the return feed for the nice goal. Number 4, Paul Antoine of the Caribbean Stars. Sweet redirection against the South Americans. From this point on, all national team stuff. Number 3, APL player Matthew Rios tattoos this shot. Top shelf against Brazil. He had a great game for the Canadians on Thursday. Number 2, this is something else. Marco Rodriguez, one of the best solo efforts we've seen for some time. And the crowd absolutely loving it. He was soaking it all in. What a goal by Marco. And number 1, we had to make this number 1. Dero, the fairy tale game, 4 goals. Plus that, the OT winner to give Canada the victory against Brazil. An amazing night overall, and that's our Arena Soccer Play of the Week.
And we're all out of time for this week, but just remember, May 6th, Canada versus the United States at the Hershey Center in Mississauga. To find out more about the big match and to keep up to date with the APL, you can always head to casasoccer.ca. Thank you so much for watching, folks. See ya next week.